Hello beaders, welcome to Beachside Bead Boutique. My name is Jeri. Today I am super excited because I have a Magical Mystery Bead Box here. This is for the month of June, and I'm super excited because I haven't unboxed a Magical Mystery Bead Box in a couple of months. I know they had changed some things around and you had to subscribe to their monthly subscription if you wanted it, and I didn't know. So anyway, yeah, so it's been a couple of months, so I'm really excited to open this up and see what's in here. I mean, there's always a beautiful collection of beads. I mean, this is top notch. I mean, it's always so unique and different. So, I mean, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing what's in here. This is Magical Mystery Bead Box for June 2026. Ooh, and of course, if you didn't notice, they did change the box as well. So that is one of the things that they changed. And I like it. I love the pink. I think that looks so pretty. So anyway, we have, Prairie Sky. So it looks like we have some beautiful blues and beige and ooh, okay. This looks, okay, you guys, let me get everything organized and we are going to go through this the proper way. So hold on just a minute. Okay, let me move my little turtle committee out of the way a little bit. And if, in case you guys didn't know, if you're new to my channel, this is a Sandy, this is Daiquiri, and this is Blueberry. They are my turtle committee. I mean, they have to approve everything that I do. So yeah, they're always here, overlooking and overseeing everything. So give me just a minute, and we're just gonna kind of just scoot them out of the way. Okay. We'll bring them back in just a little bit, right? And then this is the content. So it does tell you what's in here, but we are just going to go through everything. Okay, so we have Heartland is the first thing. If I can open this. Okay, and we have two things in here. Ooh, so we have, some really cool braided, it's like a suede, I'm assuming. So a nice long braided suede. Okay, that is really cool. Very prairie-like. I love that. And then this. Okay, so this is just little clamps and jump rings and stuff to put on the ends of our little braided rope here. I love that. That is nice and different. Okay, let's go with this. We have buffalo nickel. Okay. Ooh, this is pretty. That is beautiful. We have the blue, beige. I mean, look at this, has lots of swirls. We have gold. And then there's a very pretty deeper blue. So like a beautiful sky. I mean, it looks like this picture here with the beautiful sky with the clouds. So nice. That is gorgeous. We have some brown, like reddish brown to match the beautiful landscape. I love it. That is very pretty. Buffalo nickel. That is so pretty. Okay, next we have, I'm gonna grab Western Frontier. And this looks like a, I guess like a paper clip chain. Yes. So a very nice, and I love the chains from Jesse James Beads. Their chains are always so nice. And a lot of times I use them in different projects, you know, but they are very nice. And this is nice. Just a nice little, well, nice long paper clip chain. I mean, that is very long. It doesn't say how long it is, but I'm assuming probably at least a meter. And then you always get chains included in the Magical Mystery Bead Box. Okay, next we have Barn Dance. So it looks like, okay, we have some nice clasps. Excuse me. So we have this really pretty flower clasp, and I like clasp like that with little designs on it. I really like this. It is very nice. And then we have a toggle clasp here. So we have the clasp and the bar with this nice little detail, and the same thing on the bar. And then this one is a magnetic clasp. Very good. And then next we have Land of the Tall Grass. Land of the Tall Grass. And it looks like we have two tassel little charms. And it's nice because it has this nice cap on it with a hook. So of course we could easily make these into earrings or just be little charms on a bracelet or even a necklace focal. That would be cute, but very nice. Land of the Tall Grass, is that what? Land of the Tall Grass, I could see why. Prairie Queen Quilt, okay. Ooh, that's pretty. And that is shell. This is shell, a shell bead. That is very pretty. Look at the very pretty designs. So we have nice quilt patterns. Beautiful color. You see the shimmer from the shell. That is very nice, very different. And this, I mean, that's beautiful together. These colors here is so pretty. And then next, let's go with this beautiful strand. This is Great Plains. Very pretty. I mean, gorgeous. This is fabric. This is like a, I don't know if that's crocheted. And it's, okay, there's a bead underneath that. But look at this. And Jesse James beads are, I mean, they're known for stuff like this. This very, you know, very decorative bead. Very pretty. And then this. And it has bead cap down there. That is so pretty. And we have this really pretty faceted crystal here. And look at that. That is gorgeous. I mean, that is so sparkly. And again, we have surrounded with the bead caps. Gorgeous. And then it's just, you know, repeating the pattern on this side here. Very nice. That's a pretty bracelet right there. Gorgeous. I love these nice big beads like that. As you can tell, you know, that is, this would even go with that. I mean, this just adds a little bit of sparkle. This is so pretty. I mean, that is a beautiful bracelet, just like that. Love the colors, love the sparkle. I mean, I could just take this off here, add my clasp, and I'm done. Right? I mean, really, that is gorgeous. Next, we have Honeybee Porch. Oh, wow, that is very pretty. Look at these beautiful patterns, beads, very detailed and pretty with pretty gold flowers. That is very pretty with these flowers painted on them. I mean, this with beautiful gold. That is so gorgeous. Okay, so I finally got this open. This is Little House Homestead. Let's open this beautiful mix here. Oops, let's see what we got here. Ooh, trying to get some of everything without dumping everything out. Now let's just dump it out. Okay, this is so gorgeous. I love the colors. I love the sparkle. I mean, this beautiful aqua right here. And then we have, oh, we have like a, kind of, it's hard to see, little glow glass, little aqua rounds. These really pretty ivory little rectangles. We have some little crystal squares when these really little deeper blue, like little blueberries, and these little beautiful ivory crystals. I mean, so many different shapes and sizes, colors. I mean, that is so gorgeous. I mean, you cannot deny the sparkle. It's so pretty. I love the color. I mean, that is, I mean, look at that. It's perfect. That is so gorgeous. Okay, and next we have this really pretty Prairie Sky bead mix. And again, it is a jam-packed full of beads. And these are truly gorgeous. And I have my little turtle here so we could pour this out. Oh, wow. This is so pretty. Oh, look at this. Look at these really cute dragonflies. We have a couple of those. We have these really pretty glass little light aqua, or maybe, yeah, it's a little light aqua, little glass squares. And then we have these really pretty mint green little melon balls here. Oh, look at this one. This is gorgeous. This looks to be ceramic. And this has a very nice size hole with a beautiful brown spots on it. So pretty. And we have some nice size bead caps. And then some more of these melons in white. And then these really pretty ivory crystals. And we have two of those. And we have some gold here. And then some of these ivory ovals. And this is so pretty. This very pretty aqua sky blue colors. And then, oh, look at this. These really cute little crystals. Very pretty. I mean, so much here that you can figure out something to make with all this beautifulness. And then I love that they also do mixed metals. I mean, we always have gold and we have silver. It's so nice. But yes, I mean, that is a beautiful mix of beads. I mean, so sparkly and beautiful color. I mean, it's beautiful with this collection. I mean, look at these two together. I mean, is that not just totally gorgeous right there? I mean, that is so pretty. And now that we've seen everything that came in this month's Magical Mystery Bead Box, it's time to turn these beautiful beads into something that's a little more Beachside Bead Boutique. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. For this design, I want to create an asymmetrical boho necklace with lots of texture and movement. Instead of using traditional beading wire, I'm starting with 3 pieces of wax cord. First, I add a jump ring and clasp to one end of the cords. I'm going to put the cords through the jump ring and tie all 3 cords together onto the jump ring. Make sure your jump ring is inside the loop that we're forming. And pull your cords tight onto the jump ring. And then separate your cords and pull it down. Now I'm going to attach my clasp to the jump ring, and I'm using the really pretty clasp that came in the Magical Mystery Bead Box. And this is how you open and close a jump ring. You just want to go up and down. Next, I'm going to begin stringing each strand individually. First, I'm going to cut the ends of my cords so that the beads will go on easier. Form your cords into a point. Because this is wax cord, it will easily form into a needle. And this section of beads that I have laid out here is going to be a focal. So I just laid that out so I had an idea of what I wanted to do for that. Then I'm going to begin stringing each strand. There's really no pattern here. I'm just mixing colors, shapes, and textures until it feels balanced. I love letting the beads guide the design instead of overthinking every placement. And these beads are gorgeous anyway, so I mean, you can't go wrong. And I love this bead. It has a beautiful blue glow to it. It is so pretty. And keep forming your cord into a point as you go to make it easier to string your beads. And I'm going to go ahead and continue stringing each strand. And I'm going to make the strands about 4.5 inches long. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'll come back in just a few minutes and we'll move on to the next step. And you do want to line each strand up with the strand next to it. So you want to make sure that they all are pretty much equally the same. So I have my 3 strands strung so far. This looks really pretty. And go ahead and cut your cords even at the bottom. And keeping all 3 cords together, I'm going to form the cords into a needle. Now I'm going to start stringing the larger beads that I had off to the side that I told you was my focal section. I'm going to string these on all 3 cords together. And of course, it is a little bit more difficult to string with all 3 cords together. So you do have to keep forming your cords into that point. So now we're finished stringing the focal section. So I'm going to go back to separating the cords and stringing on all 3 cords individually. Now I don't want my necklace too long, so we're not going to string too much on this side. But of course I do have something different planned for the other side. Okay, and this is what we have, and it is so pretty. I mean, these beads are just gorgeous. I really like this. And this last beaded section measures almost 6 inches, about 5 3/4 of an inch. And like I said, we are going to do something a little bit different with the remaining part of the necklace. I'm going to add a jump ring to the 3 strands, and then I'm going to tie a knot, tying all 3 strands together. Now I take my tweezers and put it right through that loop and right on top of the last beads. And then I push my knot down with the tweezers and then separate the cords to push the knot down. Now to add one of my favorite details, the braided suede cord. I'm going to pull it through the jump ring that's tied to the 3 strands and then fold it in half. I'm going to determine the desired length of the cord, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut the end. I decided I didn't want to use the clamps that came with it because I want a soft frayed boho look. I'm going to attach a large jump ring to the knots that I made in the cord, and that's going to be what the clasp attaches to. Now I'm going to separate the suede cords, like I said, to give it that shabby boho look. And then, of course, I'm going to use some of my brush-on glue to make sure the knots stay in place. Of course, it wouldn't be one of my designs without a little organized chaos. I'm going to make a few chaos clusters to hang from the suede, adding movement and those little unexpected details that I love incorporating into my jewelry. So I'm going to use one of these really pretty focal beads to make a chaos cluster, and I'm adding that to a head pin. And since this bead has a larger hole, I'm going to need to add a smaller bead first to act as a stopper. To make my chaos cluster, I'm using my round nose pliers and putting it just slightly above the bead. I'm going to bend the wire toward me and then bring the top back around the top ring of the round nose pliers, and then take my pliers out and reposition the loop that we're forming onto the bottom ring. And then I take that shorter wire and cross it over the wire that the bead is on and straighten your bead out, and that is what's forming our loop. So now we have a wire wrapped loop, and I call this a chaos cluster. And my chaos clusters are signature pieces that I make. They're intentionally chaotic, and I add them to pretty much all of my designs. Now I'm going to go ahead and add this chaos cluster, and I'm going to add it to that jump ring that we tied the beaded section to. And I'm going to go ahead and make just a couple more chaos clusters that I'm going to add to the suede section. Now I'm just going to add my jump ring to the suede where I want the chaos cluster to be. And then I'm going to add my chaos clusters. And I'm going to put 2 chaos clusters per jump ring. And I'm just going to add 3 jump rings, because I really just want my chaos clusters to look like little wildflowers growing out on the prairie field. Okay, so I finished adding my chaos clusters, just a couple spread out. And like I said, just to give it a little bit of movement. And like I said, look like little flowers growing out on the prairie. To finish everything off, I added a tassel for even more texture, along with a few of the quilted-inspired beads on the front section of the necklace to tie the whole design together. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a couple of those quilted charms. I'm just going to add 3 of those quilted bead charms that I just made to the front beaded section to complete the look. I love how this piece turned out. It has a soft prairie-inspired color palette, but still has that asymmetrical mixed media style that has become such a big part of my jewelry. Okay, beaders, well, I'm calling this one Prairie Sky Boho Necklace. If you enjoyed today's project, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future tutorials. And remember, let's keep it messy, let's keep it boho, and as always, let's keep beading. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.